If you want to get 80% off of business class flights, but you don't have the right type of points, you don't have time to go out and earn those points, and you don't really want to open a new credit card right now, there's still a way. Hello, my name is Julia. I am the founder of GeoBreeze Travel, and we want to provide you with a clear path to luxury travel with these types of step-by-step tutorials. Viewer-suggested topics for these tutorial videos are always welcome, so please let me know in the comments if there's anything that you would like for me to make a tutorial video about. But in today's tutorials, we are going to cover when it makes sense to purchase points. There are tons of great sales going on right now for points, but just because something is on sale doesn't mean you need to go buy it. So, I am going to show you how to analyze when is it actually worth it to buy points. Also, if you are listening to the audio-only version of this, I recommend checking out the GeoBreeze Travel YouTube channel and subscribing for the full video walkthrough. Okay, let's jump right in. All right, in this example, let's cover the JetBlue promotion right now, where if you purchase more than 3,000 points, you get a 70% bonus. So I wish they would put the total number of points here, but you can just do a little bit of math where if you purchase 20,000 points, you get 14,000 bonus. So that's like purchasing 34,000 points for $467.60. Now, when would this even make sense? Because most of the time, JetBlue is a revenue-based airline where the points price is going to be directly correlated with the dollar's price for any particular flight, at least if it's operated by JetBlue itself. But they have some really useful code share partners. For example, if you go to seats.aero and then click on JetBlue TrueBlue from North America to North America, and then you search for HNL, which is Honolulu, and then you sort by business class lowest, and let's look for anything that has at least 2 seats. There are a lot of different flights that go between the West Coast and Honolulu, and it's operated by Hawaiian Airlines, and it's only 50,000 points, which can be a pretty good deal, especially if you live near one of these smaller airports where you don't want to have to go and drive all the way out to LAX, you don't want to deal with LAX traffic, you'd rather just fly from Long Beach or Oakland or Ontario or somewhere else like Phoenix. Let's say that you're based in Oakland and you're thinking, I would rather not have to go to San Francisco Airport, I like to just use Oakland. There is plenty of availability between Oakland and Honolulu for 50,000 points in business class operated by Hawaiian Airlines if you book through JetBlue. So let's confirm that we can find this availability. So what we'll do is we'll go to jetblue.com from Oakland over to Honolulu, and let's pick a date here that's available, like 6/24. Go ahead and click on search flights, and we do confirm that we can see it appearing on JetBlue where it's 50,000 points operated by Hawaiian Airlines. Now, is 50,000 points worth it? Well, if we wanted to just pay the sticker price for this flight in business class with Hawaiian Airlines from Oakland to Honolulu, it's close to $1,000 for that one-way flight per person from Oakland over to Honolulu. So instead of paying $1,000 to just buy the flight, if you don't currently have any JetBlue points and this is a fairly last-minute flight and you don't have time to earn JetBlue points or get a new credit card and transfer stuff in, it can make sense to just purchase the points. So how much would it cost to purchase 50,000 points? We have to do a little bit of math here, but it looks like if you purchase this level, which is 30,000 points, plus you'll get a 21,000 point bonus, it would cost $700 to purchase 50,000 points. So then you could flip that $700, get 50,000 points immediately deposited into your JetBlue account, purchase this flight, and it's like flipping $700 into a $1,000 flight, so you effectively got a 30% discount there. That's a use case of when it would make sense to purchase JetBlue points if you already see a flight that you want to take, and there is not time for you to earn JetBlue points or get a new credit card so that you can transfer in the points into JetBlue. If you love free resources that let you maximize your points, check out geobreezetravel.com/quiz. There, you will find a free short quiz that will point you to the best resources depending on whether you are trying to earn more points or redeem your points or something else. And by taking the free quiz, you also get access to our free Points 101 course, which is a fantastic resource for anybody just getting started with points and miles. Now, there are 2 rules you need to keep in mind when deciding whether or not to purchase points. Number 1, only buy points if you physically see the award space that you want to redeem it for. And number 2, only buy the points if buying the points and then flipping that into an award redemption is cheaper than just outright buying the flight or hotel stay with money. So let's walk through an example of this. When would it be worth it to purchase points for hotel programs? At the time of recording, there were a couple of promotions going on where with Hilton, you would get 100% bonus, and then with IHG, it would be 80 to 85% bonus. The Hilton one has ended by the time you're seeing this video, so we're gonna go over the IHG example. With IHG, most of the time, you can usually just get half a cent per point. It's usually not that good, but they do have some sweet spots. And I think the easiest way to find those is to go to rooms.aero, which I believe is free for everybody. And I like to just click on Explore and then go to IHG One Rewards. And then from here, I would select any brand, any country, and then over 4 cents or over 5 cents per point. There's not a lot of them, but it'll show you some recommendations for different nights that they were able to scrape where you're gonna get a very good points valuation by using IHG points there. This is a good place to start if you're like, I don't have any IHG points, but there's a sale going on, so is there a way that I can kind of arbitrage this? One of the most popular IHG resorts to stay at is the Kimpton Seafire Resort and Spa. And according to rooms.aero, on December 28th, it would normally be $3,700 US to stay there, or it's only 70,000 IHG points. So that is a fantastic deal. But then, when I searched for this on IHG's website, this is the address for the Kimpton Seafire, it's in the Grand Caymans, it said that it sold out on that date. So that's unfortunate, but there's another tool to help with this as well. I like to use Awaze, and what you can do here is just search for the Kimpton Seafire and then say, all right, in December, when are they open? Once it shows you the Kimpton Seafire here, you would just click on the hotel. You're gonna see this green arrow pop up on the side, click on that, and then click on award availability. And here it'll show you that in December, it is sold out after Christmas, so that week between Christmas and New Year's is definitely sold out. But if you wanted to stay shortly before Christmas, like the 21st, 22nd, 24th, those still have availability. And what's even better with IHG is that they have the benefit of the 4th night free. So if you have the IHG One Rewards Premier Credit Card, the IHG One Rewards Traveler Credit Card, or IHG One Rewards Business Credit Card, then when you book 3 nights on points, you get the 4th night free. So that means you could stay the 21st through the 25th, that's 4 nights, but you only have to pay for 3 of them. So you would only need 210,000 points rather than 280,000 points. And if you wanted to stay between the 21st and the 25th, I added up all of these different dates for the 4 nights, and the sticker price is nearly $10,000. It's $9,576, which would be insane for a 4-night stay. So it could make a lot more sense to just purchase IHG points. Let's say that you have the IHG One Rewards credit card, but it's currently out of points, or you just got it and you haven't earned any points yet. But you want to purchase 210,000 points to do this redemption. All right, let's see how much it would cost to just buy 210,000 points. So again, I wish they would just put the total number of points that you're purchasing here, but you just have to add up the regular amount of points plus the bonus, and we'll land right around here, where if we purchase 120,000 points and get a 96,000 point bonus, that adds up to 216,000 points for a total of about $1,200, which is much cheaper than the sticker price for those 4 or 5 nights at the Kimpton Seafire. If you are in the market for a new card like the IHG cards so that you can get perks like 4th night free, but you're not sure what card to get next, check out our free credit card consultation form at geobreezetravel.com/consultations. We will send you a personalized recommendation based on your particular goals, budget, and lifestyle. Or, if you do already know what card you want to get next, and you would like to support this show when you apply for your next card, we have our affiliate links listed on geobreezetravel.com/cards, which you can also find in the show notes. Up next is a points sweet spot where you can fly in business class for less than 40,000 points to Europe. However, beware, because this site is rife with technical glitches. Here's what I'm talking about. Here is an example of when it might make sense to purchase points with Avianca Life Miles. So there is a special route between JFK and Lisbon, which for some reason prices out at only 35,000 points plus $28 in taxes and fees in business class. Most of the other routes to Europe would price at 63,000 points. The return flight from Lisbon to JFK would be 63,000 points, but for some reason, this route is 35,000 points. So how do you find the dates where you can find this particular route? Seats.aero used to partner with Avianca, but it's no longer here. So what I like to do instead is click on the search tab, and then I search from JFK to Lisbon, pick a random date, and then I just say up to 180 days either way so we can see the entire year. Under the advanced filters, I also put the operating carrier as TP, which is TAP Portugal. Go ahead and click search and sort by business class lowest. You're looking for something that's highlighted in green so that you know it's the direct flight between JFK and Lisbon, Portugal. Let's say that we like this first one, which is on October 26th. You then go to lifemiles.com, not avianca.com. Go to lifemiles.com, and then you are gonna go to trips. And then from here, usually it'll translate into English, but it's not always the best at translating. I like to use, instead of Smart Search, checkbox Star Alliance. And then instead of round trip, just one way. And then you are searching for JFK over to Lisbon. And I usually will search for executive here. And let's pick the date that we saw on Seats.aero, which was October. And this is pretty glitchy. Sometimes it'll give you hints, like where there's a blue highlight on the box. That's where they tend to have award availability, but it's not always exact. So I would pick October 26th, executive or first class, and then click go. And then from here, it will show you that flight, which is 30,000 in economy or 35,000 in TAP Portugal business class. Now, who transfers to Avianca? The answer is pretty much everybody except for Chase. And that's a problem if you only have Chase points. And what's further a problem is, even though these say almost instantly, Avianca is one of the glitchiest sites that I've seen. I tend to just purchase points with them because if you purchase points, one, they're pretty cheap, and two, they show up in your account instantly when you see these different deals. I don't really trust transferring points into Avianca most of the time just because it is such a glitchy site and I don't want award availability to get lost in the ether. So what I would do here is purchase points. And upgraded points is reporting that there's currently a sale through the end of May where you can purchase points for as low as 1.27 cents per point if you're purchasing 36,000 points or more. And I would recommend just go ahead and purchase 36,000 points if you're trying to get this one-way flight, because 36,000 times 1.27 cents per point is about $457. But if you're only wanting to purchase 35,000 points and you have to pay 1.32 cents per point, it's just a little bit more. It's like $462. Are you enjoying these types of step-by-step tutorials? If yes, please let me know. Click that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel for even more points and miles tips every week. Our next tutorial covers the airline where I personally purchase the most points for myself. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense to get a whole new credit card and sign-up bonus for a set of points that you will need once, especially if there are other cards that you would rather get. Here's an example. Okay, in this example, we're going to talk about when it makes sense to purchase Alaska miles. And this is the program where I have historically purchased the most miles because in the past, nothing would transfer over to Alaska. You just needed to have their own co-branded card with Bank of America. Nowadays, you can transfer in Bilt points. I do not recommend transferring in Marriott points. You can do that at a 3-to-1 ratio, but it takes 2 days, and I just don't recommend doing it. But if you're in a position where you're like, I hear there's a lot of great redemptions on Alaska, I don't currently have enough Bilt points yet, I don't have an Alaska credit card, should I open one? It's going to take a month to get the points into my account. It could just make more sense to purchase points, and you can save about 80% off of the cost of your flight this way. I'll show you how. So let's say that you find a good flight deal like this. This is Washington over to Papeete in French Polynesia, and it's only 60,000 miles plus $19 to fly this route nonstop on Air Tahiti Nui business class. You're looking at this and you're like, there's only 2 seats left. I don't have Alaska miles, but I really want to jump on this, because you Google the sticker price of the flight, $5,300, and you're like, there's 2 of us traveling. I don't want to spend $10,000 on the flight just to get there. What you can do instead is make an Alaska frequent flyer account and then Google Alaska buy miles. There is a limit to how much you can do this per year, but if you're just taking 1 trip per year with Alaska, I think that it's a lot more worthwhile to just purchase the points than to get the Alaska credit card. Hot take. And so when you're purchasing Alaska miles, at the time of recording, there's actually a bonus right now here as well, where if you're purchasing 40,000 points or more, you have a 60% bonus. And in order to get 60,000 points for even 1 ticket, you do need to get to this level anyway, where you'll purchase 40,000 points, you will get 24,000 points extra as a bonus, and that will run you about $1,100. So effectively, you pay $1,100, you have 60,000 some points automatically deposited into your Alaska account, you get to book this right away, and you have just now flipped $1,100 into a $5,300 or $5,400 ticket. So effectively, if you really wanted to fly this in business class, but you're not wanting to open any more credit cards or anything else like that, you just effectively saved about 80% off of this sticker price, because you got a $5,000 some dollar flight for $1,000, which is not too bad. Our last walkthrough covers how you could turn 1 credit card sign-up bonus into tens of thousands of points, plus save about $25,000 on a first-class redemption to one of the most aspirational destinations in the world. And if you are interested in leveling up your points and miles game and maximizing your points, we have a couple of options for you. The first one is the GeoBreeze Travel Patreon, which you can join starting at just $5 per month through patreon.com/GeoBreezeTravel. Each month, we prepare personalized step-by-step tutorials for the routes that our members request. We also provide open forum group coaching, and there you can ask any questions that you have about points, miles, and credit cards in general. And we talk through some of the things that I'm not really supposed to mention on social media. And if you are looking to get even more free travel with points, and you are a business owner or individual who spends more than $100,000 per year on expenses, check out our one-on-one points portfolio management service. We typically save our clients somewhere between $30,000 and $60,000 in the first 6 to 12 months of working with our team. If that sounds like something that you would be interested in, book a free intro chat with us at geobreezetravel.com/intro call to learn more. Okay, let's talk about when it might make sense to buy points with American Airlines. Here's an example of when it might really make sense to purchase points. So with American Airlines, they don't currently have any transfer partners. They used to transfer over from Bilt, but that has since ended. So if you want American Airlines miles through a credit card, you need their co-branded cards. You can't transfer in Chase, Amex, Capital One, Citi, or Bilt. And currently, there is a targeted promotion where you could get up to a 30% discount when you're purchasing American Airlines miles. Because let's say that you found a really good deal through American Airlines with points. Do you really want to go out and get an American Airlines co-branded credit card, meet the sign-up bonus, have the points deposited into your account probably a month later, and then hope that the award availability is still there or that there is something similar? Probably not. This is when it can really make sense to just purchase the points. So American Airlines currently has this chart where it's targeted. I have up to 35% off, but if you purchase between 6,000 and 24,000 points, you get a 10% discount, so on and so forth. Let's say that you are looking to travel to Australia very expensive to get to. And you want to fly one way, redeeming points from LAX over to Sydney, and you want to go pretty last minute, so you don't have time to accrue a whole bunch of American Airlines miles, and you have no points right now. Let's run this search and see how many points it would even cost. So for the date that I picked on May 15, it looks pretty expensive with 378,000 points per person, and I highly do not recommend you do that. What you should do instead, if you have some flexibility on dates, is to click on Calendar, and under Show All Classes, filter to Business or First. And then pick on one of these dates where it's highlighted in green. That's how you know what the cheapest points dates are going to be. So let's pick May 29. And so here we see that business class is only 65,000 points plus $26 in taxes and fees per person one way. Or you could even fly first class on American Airlines for 75,000 points plus $26 in taxes and fees. If you were to just do the purchase price of this flight, it would be ridiculously expensive in first class. It would be $14,000 per person one way. Or if you wanted to do business class, then it would be about $7,000 per person for a one-way ticket. And let's say that you need 2 tickets because there's 2 of you traveling. Most people do not want to spend $28,000 for 2 people to fly American Airlines first class between Los Angeles and Sydney. But what you could do instead is purchase 150,000 points. 150,000 points through this promotion is showing up as about $3,700. So you could pay $3,700 and these points will immediately show up in your American Airlines account. There's no worry about transfer time or what if the award availability disappears before the points show up. It's immediate when you purchase points. So then you'll have 150,000 points sitting in your American Airlines account. You can purchase these 2 tickets for 75,000 points each, and it's effectively like you flipped $3,700 in purchased points into $28,000 of redemption value. And you can kind of stack this because if you happen to just get another credit card recently, like let's say you just got the Chase Sapphire Preferred, there's a $4,000 minimum spend, and you're like, oh, I didn't realize the Chase Sapphire Preferred doesn't transfer over to American Airlines. What you could do is just purchase this on whatever credit card you just got, meet the minimum spend, and so then you'll get those Chase points to use for another trip in the future, but you have the points ready to go right now to purchase this flight for a first class ticket on American Airlines over to Australia because you don't have time to go out and get those American Airlines miles the old-fashioned way. I hope you found those tutorials useful. Viewer-suggested topics are always welcome, so please let me know in the comments if there are any other types of tutorials you would like to see. In the meantime, if you enjoyed these tutorials, I think you will enjoy this video next.